Good afternoon from Parfait Parquet. So it's just after lunchtime on Tuesday. I'm just going to explain the next process of where we're up to. So that room has now been screeded. So this room has been screeded with our sawdust and resin mix, and that's drying. That'll be then sanded off. This room has been sanded up to 80 grit with our drum sander and all the edge work done by Ray. And now this room is also being sanded. What we're doing now is scraping out the lines in the floor. So one of the things about understanding the difference in techniques for restoring floors is the process that we have to do on pine. It's a lot more involved, a lot more in depth, because each one of these lines holds debris, dust, dirt, bits of paint, carpet residue. You can get pins, needles, you name it, you will find lots of old bits of history hidden in the gaps in the boards. So what we need to do is take a palette knife and various other tools and scrape each individual line of all the dirt, then hoover them back before we can fill the gaps. Now that's how we do as a professional company, because if you don't do that process, when you try and fill the gaps, you're going to be filling over this dirt, which means you're not going to get a good outcome. So that's why pine floors, we always explain, take a lot more to restore, because there's a lot more involvement in this preparation. And if the prep's not done correctly, the outcome isn't correct, especially as we're staying in this floor. We need to do the prep correctly. You can see there, Ray is scraping each individual line, taking out the residue, and then we'll hoover this back, check it again, and some of the lines will be wider, so they'll pull out small stones like there. And the other part of doing this, so you can see there as I'm scraping out, is that you've got to be careful not to scratch the boards that we've just sanded. You can see here we've got woodworm. These sections won't take gap filler, but these sections here will. The gap there is wider, whereas virtually no gap there on that board. So each board needs to be scraped, assessed, and then have a look at which ones need repeating, if there's any more residue or small stones. One thing that we find a lot is hairpins. And there, if I scrape on that slight angle, you can see that I'm starting to pull out bits of plaster, dirt that's just combined and hardened over years. So all of that needs to be taken out. So that's our afternoon process for the two pine bedrooms. Once the two pine bedrooms have been scraped back, then we're going to use the spider sander to sand those floors, recuperate all the dust, and then we'll then screed the floors and fill all the gaps. So that's our little mid-afternoon update for Tuesday. You'll be able to see the progress of this floor later on, or tomorrow morning when we upload this video.